Let's get more now on the Olympics.
Yeah, it's day 10, which sees the track cycling get going in the velodrome. We're always good in the velodrome, and for more now we can speak to former Olympic gold medalist Dani Rowe. Dani, very good morning. We've been chatting about Team GB's chances in the women's team sprint today. How do you think Emma Finucane, Katie Marchant and Sophie Capewell will get on?
I think they'll be brilliant. I mean, I'm hoping for a gold medal, of course, but this is the big one for, track cycling. It kicks off today, and today is the first opportunity, the first final with the women's team sprint with the three riders that you just mentioned. And I'm down at Carmarthen track, which is Emma Finucane's first track where she grew up, with Towie Riders, her first cycling club. We've had youngsters on the track this morning riding around, getting very excited about the prospect of Emma and the other two girls bringing home a gold medal.
Speaking of gold medals, Dani, you won gold in the team pursuit. Just tell us how that event differs to the team sprint.
Yes, it's a very, very different event. So the team sprint is a sprint, of course, so 3 laps as fast as they can go. And the team pursuit is an endurance sport. So it's now 4 kilometers. It was 3 kilometers when I was racing. So a lot longer, but essentially the same, trying to get around the track as fast as you can for the number of laps that you're racing for. So for the girls today, it will be 3 laps. And for me in London, it was 12 laps.
Yeah, that medal in London, many people have said that Paris feels like a home games with so much support for a Team GB. How much will that help the likes of Emma Finucane?
Oh, it will help massively. And I'm sure they will all have family and friends there backing them, supporting them all the way at the Paris Velodrome. Like you said, it is so close for these athletes, and having that home support is huge. For us in London, it was massive. You could really hear a difference in that British crowd roar compared to when other nations were up on the boards racing. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of pressure on the shoulders of those girls going out there today in the hope to win the gold medal, but something that they're very much used to, especially for Emma Finucane, who is coming into the sprint competition as current world champion. She will have, that pressure on her shoulders, but they've got a huge backing from the team behind the scenes, and that's down to the National Lottery funding and the fact that they can have all this support around them with the best nutritionists, the best psychologists, the best coaches. And that's what British cycling have had for a number of years, to really get the best out of all of the athletes.
Just to pick on something you mentioned there, Dani, and we asked Ed Clancy this earlier as well. You've briefly mentioned the National Lottery funding to Team GB. Just how important is it? Can you expand on that and how much it matters to British cycling?
It's hugely important. I mean, the National Lottery are the biggest supporters for the Olympians and Paralympians that we're going to see from grassroots level up. It means that they can be full-time athletes. The local cycling clubs get funding. Like here today in Carmarthen, the track has been given nearly £3,000 worth of funding to regenerate the track, to make sure they have the best facilities, the best coaches to be able to, entail these youngsters can have the opportunity of making it to the Olympics. And then throughout the different levels throughout British cycling as well, will kind of gain that funding with, like I mentioned before, nutritionalists, the coaches, the psychologists, and then a huge opportunity for them to put everything into their cycling, so they don't have to work a job. They can get that funding and help the parents as well. That was something that was huge for me. That funding meant that my parents could afford to travel, around the country, taking me to different races, to make sure that I had the best chance of becoming Olympic champion.
Yeah, Dani, you also raced on the road during your career. What are your highlights from this year's road events at the Olympics?
Oh, it's been brilliant. And the GB team yesterday did a fantastic job. The women in the women's road race, Pfeiffer Georgie came away with 5th place. Of course, Anna Henderson with that silver medal. And the men have done a brilliant job too. It was gutting for Josh Tarling, who punctured in the time trial. Of course, he was on to take a medal, probably a silver one, and that was gutting for him. But British cycling and the British cycling team have done a great job in the Olympic Games so far. Tom Pidcock as well in the mountain bike, bringing home that gold again for the team was hugely exciting to watch. And now it's the turn of the track cyclists. So I'm really looking forward to that getting underway. And then, of course, all that excitement building here in Carmarthen for the local girl, Emma Finucane, who could quite possibly bring home 3 gold medals.
Yeah, we're getting excited as well. Looking forward to that. Who should we be looking out for this week?
Oh, there's huge talent on the track. So the team pursuit women are coming through. Unfortunately, the loss of Katie Archibald, I think, will be a big blow to the team. So she had a terrible freak accident in her garden, actually, and she broke 2 bones in her leg. So unfortunately, was unable to travel to Paris. But you've got the likes of Eleanor Barker, who is multiple Olympic champion from the previous 2 Olympic Games. Her sister, who is also riding, and 9 Welsh athletes as well to look out for on the track. So a huge amount of talent. But again, Emma Finucane is the superstar tip to be the one that can bring home the 3 gold medals in the sprint, the team sprint, which is today, and the Keirin.
Well, thank you, Dani, for joining us and sharing your expertise. Great to hear from you.
Thank you.